The ANC in the Alfred Nzo region has welcomed Premier Oscar Mabuyane's Eastern Cape Provincial Cabinet. This comes after the Youth League in the region released a statement rejecting Mabuyane's executive, saying he had overlooked the region and even threatened to boycott his State of the Province address. For more reaction on Mabuyane's cabinet, we are joined now by EFF Eastern Cape chairperson Zilindile Vena. Zilindile, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. A lot of those who would have returned to that cabinet are those that were there previously. In fact, the Premier going on to say, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
No, thanks, and greeting to your viewers. No. The problem is that here in the province, Oscar doesn't take us serious in terms of there's nothing that he has done in the past 5 years with his cabinet, and now he's bringing the same cabinet, and there's nothing that is going to change, and it's worrying because we thought at least after they got the support from the people, he will try and change and bring new energy and show that he's up for change. But he didn't do that. Even his approach of clubbing two very powerful departments, public works and human settlement, and then he gives it to a very junior leader who have failed in a social development. We have noted that in the past 5 years, the lady, when he was running the social development, we lost about 66 million of food parcel. Just a small project of food parcel. We lost it simply because of there is no capacity. So we are worried. We are worried about the province.
So there are some programs that the ANC in the Alfred Nzo region, for example, would have cited that are really revitalizing service delivery and some revitalization of governance as well. One of them including the small town revitalization driven by the office of the Premier himself, investments on roads infrastructure, which covers the T19 in Tabankulu and Shinta and Sipentu, which totals over R500 million, 1.1 billion rands on the R56 rehabilitation and the resealing of the Matatiel N2 upgrade between Esibeni and Kwapac. I mean, some of the roads that they are counting there as part of service delivery. What's your view?
I can tell you now, the province is not constructing any road. It's Sandra that is doing constructing the road. The province doesn't have capacity. All the money goes to Sandra, the South African National Roads Agents, is the ones that is constructing the roads because there is no capacity in the province. So we are dealing with such things that where you will have to bring national to intervene. It tells you a lot about that there is no capacity, and number two, it means that they are under administration in terms of roads and transport.
The water crisis issues, are they being resolved? Because that's what the ANC seems to believe is part of the reasons why people would have brought them back into power. Concerns of water issues, sanitation, and so on and so forth that continue to haunt the community are being addressed on a daily basis.
I can tell you now from where I'm sitting that here we have a water crisis across the province. Across the province, in OR Tambo, in Alfred Nzo, in Nelson Mandela, the economical hub, there is a water crisis, and there is no plan on how do we resolve those things. So we are the only province where our people, they wash in the dams and then they drink the same water with the animals. There is a crisis. I thought there will be declarations in terms of a state of disaster, in terms of water crisis. We have reached another levels.
Why with those kinds of issues that you're raising, the province would remain amongst the best performing provinces for the ANC? I mean, to what would you attribute that?
No, I think our people are scared of change, and but I saw in these elections they have shifted. They are beginning to say we need to change. Enough is enough. We saw young people coming into politics and taking a center stage. I can tell you, as time goes, if we go to 2026, you will see a great shift. I can tell you in Nelson Mandela, the ANC lost in 2016, and in Sarah Badman in 2021, where the ANC lost the district. So the people of Eastern Cape are beginning now to appreciate that there is a great need for change. So you saw the ANC have dropped in terms of their votes. That is noticeable. So as much as there is about 60% of support, but there is a drop from the ANC side.
So as far as the EFF is concerned, then, in that province, you do not support this executive as an executive that is going to bring about development and meaningful change?
There is no change. I mean, these are the same guys with the same plan. And there's absolutely no way that we can have a different result. So there is no way that in the next 5 years, the province is going to go anywhere. So we're worried, but our people will see for themselves that we're still going to cross rivers to go to school. We'll still have a transport crisis for our kids to go to school. So I can tell you from where I'm sitting, there is absolutely nothing that is going to happen. I want to give you just one example. On health, they are bringing a Kapa who doesn't understand the dynamics of health. She's from OR Tambo, she was a speaker. It will take her 2 to 3 years to understand what is happening there. Therefore, there won't be any change. Even previously, when they brought math, she didn't bring anything. So I can tell you, we are still going to be where we are, where we were, and where we are now.
Zilindile Vena, appreciate your time speaking for the EFF in the Eastern Cape province, is the chairperson there. We thank you for coming on.